What if I told you she didn't break you? She freed you. What if her walking away wasn't your end, but your beginning? What if this heartbreak isn't punishment, but permission? Permission to stop betraying yourself. Permission to rebuild. Permission to finally wake up. Let me ask you, were you ever truly happy? Or were you just afraid of being alone? You kept giving. You kept compromising. You kept shrinking yourself to fit into a love that left you starving. She didn't leave because she found better. She left because she saw a version of you so wrapped in needing her, it stopped being attractive. And deep down, you knew it too. She didn't just leave you. She exposed you. She exposed that your confidence, your focus, even your peace depended on her validation. And when she took it away, she took your identity with it. But here's where everything changes. You don't need her back. You need you back. This isn't a breakdown. It's a stoic breakthrough. You feel like your world ended? Good. That means the old one is gone. Now you build a new one where your value isn't up for negotiation. Your mood isn't tied to her attention. Your purpose doesn't vanish just because she did. Real strength isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the moment you stop checking her socials. Stop explaining yourself to people who chose to misunderstand you. Stop chasing closure from the person who broke the story. And it's the moment you realize you weren't abandoned. You were released. She didn't leave you. She freed you. Now, the question is, what will you do with your freedom? If you're done suffering over someone who already let go, if you're ready to become the man who doesn't flinch, doesn't chase, and doesn't beg, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I release what I cannot control. 1. Pain is the portal. You woke up to silence. No message. No call. Just her. Gone. But it's not just her absence. It's the echo of everything she took with her. Your peace. Your sleep. Your sense of being enough. Your brain spins, replaying arguments, good moments, the last time she looked at you like you mattered. And the worst part? You still miss her. But let's get one thing clear. This pain isn't weakness. It's not punishment. It's a signal. It's life dragging you to the bottom so you finally stop pretending. Because until now, you were lying to yourself that it was fine, that loving her more than you loved yourself wasn't destroying you, that her leaving would be the worst thing that could happen. Wrong. Her leaving was the best thing because it shattered the illusion. You thought love was about holding on. Stoicism says real strength is in letting go. You thought she was your peace. Stoicism says you are. You thought this pain was a curse. Stoicism says it's the most honest teacher you'll ever have. This is the moment you stop asking, why did this happen? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Pain forces you to see the truth. You became a man who was okay with being overlooked, tolerated half-love, put someone on a pedestal, and wondered why he always felt beneath her. That ends now. You're not supposed to numb it. You're supposed to feel every damn second. Because pain burns away. The lies. The fake identity you built around her attention. The weakness. And when it's done, you're left with the truth. The old you had to die. This is the funeral. But it's also the birth. The version of you who begged, gone. The version who thought her validation was his worth, gone. What's left is the beginning of a man who doesn't need to be chosen to know his value. So sit with the pain. Let it sharpen you. Let it starve out everything soft, needy, and afraid. Because you're not healing to win her back. You're healing to make sure you never lose yourself again. If you're done letting heartbreak define you, if you're ready to use the pain instead of being used by it, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. From pain, I rise. 2. The illusion of control. You kept asking, what could I have done differently? Replaying every detail like it holds the key to undoing the end. Maybe if you said this instead of that. Maybe if you gave her more space. Maybe if you showed her more affection. Maybe. But here's the brutal truth. It wouldn't have mattered. You thought you were in control. That love was a formula, that if you just checked the right boxes, she'd stay. But love isn't math. People don't leave because you got one thing wrong. They leave because they were already halfway gone, while you were still trying to be perfect. And you? You were trying to manage her emotions, her reactions, her decisions, believing that if you controlled the environment, you could control the outcome. That's where you lost yourself. That's where you gave your power away. Because you thought her presence meant you were doing something right. Her leaving meant you did something wrong. No, you never had control over her. And that's the truth most men can't handle. You don't control how someone sees you when they change, whether they stay or go. All you control is you, your standards, your energy, your response. That's what Stoicism is built on. Control of the self. You master your emotions, your reactions, your perception. Because the second you try to control anyone else, you're in chains. You become reactive, desperate, unstable. And that energy? It repels everything you're trying to hold onto. You know what messes her up the most after she leaves? When you don't collapse, when you don't lash out, when you don't ask for closure, when you stop trying to control what was never yours and own the one thing that always was, your response. That quiet acceptance? That's power. That's you stepping out of the role of victim and into the mindset of the observer. Not detached because you don't care, but because you refuse to bleed for someone who's already walked away. When she realizes you didn't chase, you didn't unravel, that's when the shift happens. Not in her, in you. That's when you stop being the man who was left and become the man who's rising. If you're done obsessing over what you couldn't control, if you're ready to move with purpose instead of panic, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Acceptance is power. 6. Control your mind, or it will control you. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst prison. And after heartbreak, it becomes a battlefield. Obsessive thoughts, what ifs, flashbacks, fantasies of her returning. You're not crazy. You're just letting your mind run undisciplined. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. If you don't control your mind, it will control you. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Every thought you entertain, every memory you replay, every mental loop of her, each time you indulge them, you surrender your power. You become a prisoner of a version of her that no longer exists. This is where emotional mastery begins. You must train your thoughts like you train your body, with ruthless discipline. Catch the thought, cut it. No arguing, no justifying, no dwelling. Replace it with action, not distraction. Action. Read, train, build, create. Move forward with purpose. Dark psychology reveals a hard truth. Emotional addiction is real. Your brain gets hooked on the highs and lows. Even pain can become a drug. But when you starve the obsession, when you refuse to feed it, it dies. slowly, then suddenly. And when your mind grows quiet, when you stop reacting and start responding, that's when you become dangerous. You don't heal by waiting for time to pass. You heal by seizing control of the narrative. And the narrative is this: she's gone. Your life isn't over. It's just beginning. And this time, you're behind the wheel. If you're done being a slave to your thoughts, if you're ready to rule your mind, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. My mind is my weapon. 7. You were too available. Let's tell the truth. You didn't just love her. You revolved around her. You were always there. Texted back instantly. Changed your schedule to fit hers. Dropped what mattered to you just to keep her comfortable. You gave her your time, your attention, your energy, all of it, without hesitation. At first, she appreciated it. But over time, she started pulling away. Why? Because what's always available starts to feel disposable. You weren't weak. You were just giving too much, too soon. You thought love meant constant presence, constant reassurance, constant chasing. But here's what no one tells you. Attraction needs tension, polarity, mystery. You became predictable, safe, and eventually boring. And that killed her desire more than any mistake you ever made. Dark psychology explains it simply. Human nature doesn't value what's given too easily. It values what's scarce. When she knew you'd always be there, no matter how she treated you, no matter how many times she flaked or pulled away, she lost respect. And once respect is gone, affection follows. Stoicism teaches, value your time like it's gold. Be intentional with your energy, not just for others, but for you. You became too available because you forgot your own life, your mission, your edge. And when a man loses his edge, he loses the very thing that made him magnetic in the first place. Here's the truth she'll never say out loud. She didn't want to be your world. She wanted to orbit yours. She wanted to earn your attention. Wonder if she was enough for you. But you gave her everything up front. No mystery, no challenge, no chase. So here's the shift. You pull back. You stop explaining. You stop overgiving. You become a man of presence, not availability. You move with purpose. You become hard to access again, not to play games, but to protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. And that shift, she'll feel it. She'll remember the man she used to chase, not the one begging to be kept, but the one who was focused, distant, and grounded. And when she feels that energy again, she'll realize she lost the prize. If you're done giving your worth away for free, if you're ready to become the man who values himself first, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I am no longer easy to reach. 8. She expected you to break. She thought you'd fall apart. Let's be real. She expected the texts, the late night calls, the emotional breakdown. She expected you to spiral, beg, tell her you can't live without her. Because that's the version of you she thought she created. The soft, emotionally dependent man she molded with her approval, her attention, her love. And when she pulled it all away, she waited for the collapse. But then, silence. No reaction, no breakdown, no drama, just distance. And that disturbed her more than any message ever could. Understand this. Women don't just watch how you love them, they watch how you survive without them. And when you don't fall apart, don't chase, go quiet, she starts questioning everything. Was he faking it? Does he not care? Has he already moved on? She expected a storm, and you gave her stillness. That stillness? That's Stoic warfare. Most men try to force closure. They write essays. They beg for understanding. But that just confirms her power. The Stoic man does none of that. He disappears into himself, not out of weakness, but out of clarity, because he knows. The one who reacts first loses frame. The one who chases falls lower. The one who stays silent stays powerful. Dark psychology is simple. The human brain fills silence with fear. And when she hears nothing, she fills in the blanks. She starts wondering who you're with, what you're thinking, whether you've already realized you could do better. She goes from being in control to being curious. And curiosity is where regret begins. She wanted to see if you'd break. And instead, she saw a man waking up. A man who replaced need with purpose. No longer seeks validation from anyone who could walk away so easily. So no, you're not broken. You're building. You're not lost. You're locked in. You're not chasing. You're choosing you. And that version of you, he doesn't beg. He disappears. And when he returns, he's unrecognizable. If you're done proving your worth to someone who already tested it and walked away, if you're ready to turn silence into strength, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I rise in silence.